All right, who's ready to do a happy Easter craft? Hopefully everybody got something like this in the mail with some cards. Of course, ours are already done. We did it so we could show you how the craft is gonna look. You maybe got this paper. Gives you all the supplies on the back in yellow, okay? I'm just gonna show you what they are so you feel like you know what you need. Of course, you're gonna need some glue. And on the back of your project, you're gonna be using a nail. You're gonna need a real small sort of nail, kind of like that. Of course, anything you don't have, you can just use a pen and draw, of course. At one point it says you need a white bead. I didn't have a white bead, but I did have this sort of diamond clear jewel. You just want something white, pure, like that. You need a leaf, a little tiny leaf. It can be fake or it can be real. You need 5 tiny silver objects. They're gonna represent coins. So if you have sequins, that's really the best thing, but I didn't have that, so I have 5 silver beads. You need a tiny piece of rope. You need a toothpick. You're gonna kind of break that in half. Okay, you're also gonna need some sort of paint. It could be watercolor paint, it could be any type of paint. We actually could not even find our paint brushes, so we're using a pipe cleaner, and that'll work just fine. Don't forget your water. If you have watercolor, you can of course again use just pens. You're gonna need a torn piece of cloth. We didn't want to go find a little piece of cloth, so we just are using a napkin and we tore it in half. That works fine. Some sort of golden kind of colored glitter. That's going to represent the resurrection. That's going to represent God's glory. So you want something bright and sort of exciting, beautiful. And then you're supposed to have a little rock. We couldn't find any little rocks for some reason in our house. So we've just got our gray pens right there. So when we get to that part, we'll be able to draw a rock on there. And other than that, the only other thing that we also decided, we got some wipes here because we thought, you know, this project could get messy. So let's get to it. So here's Amaris's project. You can see your leaf goes in that first position. Your broken toothpick in the second spot. And this will be your white bead, or in our case, our little stick-on diamond. Then, even though this project is all painted, interesting. This is where you actually start your painting. On that little picture, you're going to paint yellow paint out as if oil is being poured out. This is where you're going to use your 5 silver objects in this one that says Luke 22 verses 3 through 6. You'll paste those on. This one, you're going to use paint again. You're supposed to put red in the cup and brown on the bread. Okay, so that's how the front will look. And the back, here's Matthew's. Here's the back of his. You're going to put that bit of rope there on Matthew 27. And then here in Mark 15, we got a little glitter stuck on ours, but you're going to put your nail right there, okay? Below that is your torn bit of cloth. And then here in John 19, that would be your rock. If you have a rock, glue it there. We just drew a rock because we didn't have one. And then finally, in your last spot is going to be that glitter. And of course that represents the resurrection, the most important part of the whole thing. And so, there you go, a done project. It'll probably look nice and messy, not quite as tidy as this, but make sure you help your parents clean up after. All right, happy Easter.